Hey guys, welcome to another active stretch and recovery with core moves. So today's recovery is actually a warm up. So it's Pilates, it's traditional Pilates, and we're taking it really slow and really gently. So we're going to warm up the pelvis and the abdominal muscles. We're going to warm up the shoulders. We're going to warm up the hips, the knees, the hamstrings, and the ankles. So you can do this at the end of a workout as a cool down. You can do it at the beginning of a workout just to get your body prepared to move in a more dynamic way, or you can just do this as a recovery day, however, wherever, whenever feels good for you. So with Pilates, we really focus on our pelvic placement and our breathing. So real quickly, we'll just go over the breath. It's always a lateral 3-dimensional breath. So what that means is when we breathe in, we want our rib cage to expand outwards and backwards, not forwards and up. So normally when we breathe, our ribs tend to lift our chest forward and up and down. What this does is causes a little bit of flexion and extension in the spine. So with our Pilates breath, we want to breathe outwards and backwards so that our shoulders stay nice and still, our spine stays nice and neutral, and we create this deep breath in the lower lobes of our lungs, which actually is better for our V2O gas exchange, and means that because we get greater gas exchange, we can actually improve our aerobic capacity. So really great for runners to learn how to breathe this way. Also for people who do altitude sports, skiing, hiking, etc., etc. Skydiving, maybe. The other thing is our pelvic placement. So when we talk about our pelvic placement, we're always thinking about this pelvic triangle. So if you have the heels of your hands resting on your ASIS, or your anterior superior iliac spine, so those front little bumps on the front of your pelvis, you put the heels of your hands, the center of the heels of your hands there, and your thumbs are towards your belly button. Your fingertips, your 2 middle fingers, come somewhere just above your pubic bone. And you want to rock your pelvis forward and backwards until you find that space where those ASIS and the pubic bone are in the same vertical plane if you're standing. So that's my same vertical plane. Or if you're lying down, they're on the same horizontal plane. Now, when you tilt the ASIS in front of the pubic bone, that is a lordosis or an anterior tilt or an extension of the lumbar spine. When you tuck it under, so you can see my pubic bone is in front of my ASIS now, that means I'm tucking under, I'm flattening my lumbar spine, and that's my imprinted position or my braced position, and that's protecting my lower back. So we tend to do that when we lift our legs into an open kinetic chain. But because we're moving really slowly today, apart from when we're moving through our pelvic tilts and warming up that lumbar spine, or when we're moving through our cat-cow, we want to try and maintain that neutral alignment as much as possible. Our deep transversus muscles, those corset muscles that move across the abdomen, only are engaged in neutral. So if you want to narrow your waistline, if you want to protect your lower back, if you want to create strength in your core, you need to be engaging your deep transversus muscles. So that only happens in neutral. Lifting the pelvic floor helps engage those. So now we've just gone over those basics. Let's move into it. It's not long today, 22 minutes and 50 seconds. And we're just going to take our time with it. You might only get 2 repetitions of everything, and that's perfectly okay. Or you might feel like you've got that connection, you've done a lot of Pilates, and you're ready to move a little bit faster. That's totally up to you. Okay, so let's do this. We're going to start lying on our back. Jen and I are opposite to each other today, so we don't bump into each other. So you're just going to lie yourself down comfortably, and then just look at your knees for a minute. Maybe place your hand between your knee joint, your fist between your knee joint, and check that your knees are 1 to 1.5 times the width of your fist wide. So then your middle of your knees will be in line with those ASIS. And you want to have a soft and gentle bend at the knee, so about 90 degrees, maybe even a little longer. But you want to be able to feel this connection with the back of your hamstrings, but not a clenching. So it's not like we're in tight here where you'll get tension on the knees. You want it to be relaxed. Once you're there, you're going to lay your head down, melt your shoulders, feel the back of the head nice and heavy. Feel that little bit of a space under your cervical spine. So maybe if you know you're a head forward position, you might want to put a little pillow underneath your head just to lift the head a little bit so that you're very comfortable on the ground. Now that we're comfortable, we're just going to place our hands so that the heels of our hands rest on the outside of the rib cage and our fingertips come towards the middle of the belly. And we're just going to focus on our breathing. So we're going to inhale through the nose and push the ribs into the sides of our hands as our fingertips separate. And as we exhale, we're going to lift the pelvic floor and draw the rib cage in, close together. Feel the ribs close in and the diaphragm lift up between the ribs. Inhale through the nose, breathing into those deep lower lobes of the lungs, lifting the pelvic floor, keeping the pelvis in neutral. Exhaling through a gently resisted breath. So our Pilates exhale is like blowing out a candle with some force. So you inhaling through the nose, keeping the shoulders away from the ears. Exhaling, lifting the pelvic floor, resisting with that transverse breath. From here, we're going to just add some movement of the knees. So lower your hands down to your pelvis or to your hip bones. And we're going to drop the right knee out to the side with our inhale and then close it back in with our exhale. So let's move together. Keep the elbows down, the shoulders relaxed. Inhale, drop the right knee out to the side. It may not touch the floor. You want to keep the pelvis as still as possible. Exhaling, closing it back in, lifting on the pelvic floor. Let's do the left. Inhale, drop the left knee, keeping the right knee facing the sky. Exhaling, closing it back in. So no movement at all in the pelvis. The right knee, inhaling, dropping it down, keeping the rib cage still, apart from the expansion and closure of the rib cage. And on the left, inhale, dropping the knee out, really grounding that right sit bone in as the left knee goes out. Exhaling through that resisted breath, closing the knee in. From here, we're going to do pelvic tilt. So we're going to exhale, because we're in neutral already. We're going to pull our rib cage down and push that lower back into the floor, bringing our pubic bone towards our nose. Inhale, lengthen the pubic bone back away, releasing the pelvis, tilting it forward. So the belly button lengthens away from the nose, but only come to your neutral. Exhale, tuck it under. Your hands are still just resting on your pelvis so you can feel that gentle rocking motion. Inhaling through the nose, lengthening the pelvis away, keeping the rib cage connected with the floor the whole time. Exhaling, pushing the feet into the floor so that you keep that engagement on the back of the legs. Inhaling, lengthening the pubic bone away from the navel. One more time. Exhale, tuck it in into that braced position, and inhale back to our neutral. Now we're going to stay in this neutral and we're going to wake up our shoulders. So I want you to float your hands up towards the ceiling, palms facing each other. Now have them just above your chest, nice and relaxed. And as we take an exhale, so take a deep inhale. As we exhale, we're going to reach those fingertips towards the ceiling, spreading the shoulder blades nice and wide into our protraction. Now inhale, and we're going to open the hands out to the sides to a T with a soft bend in the elbow, and we're going to open to a fly position. So bring your hands as close to the floor as you can, nice and relaxed. Exhale, pull everything in, sweep the hands back up towards the sky, protract the shoulders, reach the fingertips up. Inhale, relax those shoulders and open the chest, keeping the shoulders away from the ears. Don't forget about the back of the legs. Exhale, close it back in. Our pelvis is staying completely still in space. One more time, protract. Inhale, open the arms to that fly. Exhale, coming back up to the sky. Now keeping those shoulders nice and neutral, we're going to reach the right thumb over to head. So our elbow comes in line with our right ear, and then exhale, pull it back up to center. Now the left thumb goes back. Left elbow in line with the left ear, or maybe in line with the nose, keeping the pelvis nice and still. Exhale, back up to the sky. Now we're going to reach one hand towards our thigh and the other hand towards our ear. So making scissors with the arms. And exhaling, sweeping through that neutral and the opposite hand to the thigh, opposite hand overhead. Do not let that rib cage pop up with that movement. Bring both hands facing the ceiling and inhale to rest. We're going to do arm circles now. So you're going to reach both thumbs back overhead so the elbows come in line with the ears. Now turn the palms so they face the ceiling. Reach your arms out like you're drawing snow angels. bringing your hands down close to your hips and then sweeping them back up to the ceiling. Let's change direction. Lower the hands down, pinkies going close to the hips or to the floor. Inhale, turn the palms to the ceiling, sweep the arms out wide, stretch those fingers nice and wide, and then exhaling, pinkies and palms face each other as you draw them back up towards the sky. One more time, reach the hands over by the ears. Turn the palms to the sky, sweep those arms out nice and wide, close them in close to the hips. Sweep them up to the sky, change direction, hands to the hips. Open them up all the way to the ceiling and bring your hands back to your pelvis. We're going to do hip slides now, so you're going to slide your right big toe away, straightening that leg. Now use your bum to drop the toe out to the side, so you laterally rotate that leg, and then slowly bend the knee, dragging your heel up the midline of the body. Then use that strong exhale breath to close the knee in like a clam, bringing it back to your start position. We're going to drop that knee out to the side again, and this time slide the leg away on the pinky toe. Close the foot in so it's parallel and drag the heel back in. Let's do the other leg. Slide the big toe away, straighten the knee. Rock the leg out, pinky toe comes towards the floor. Exhale, drag the heel in, keeping the knee out to the side, and then close the clam in. Change direction, keeping the hips as still as possible. Drop it out, slide away, rotate back to parallel, and slide the heel back in. One more time, reach it away on the left. Open out to the lateral rotation. Slide it in and close the knee. Open it back up on the left, that knee out to the side. Drag it away on the pinky. Roll it back to parallel and pull it in. And let's finish off on that right side again. So let's start by dropping the knee out to the right side. Slide away on the pinky. Close it to parallel and pull it in. Reach away the big toe. Rock it out to the pinky. Slide that knee up and close the clam. Just stay here for a minute and we're going to do 3 pelvic tilts. So as you exhale, rock that pelvis forward, push the lower back into the floor. Try not to let your glutes over engage. Inhale, lengthen back to that nice neutral, lifting the pelvic floor. Exhale, pulling the rib cage towards the hips towards the ribs. Inhale, lengthening back to the neutral one more time. Exhale, tucking it under. And inhale, lengthening back to neutral. From there, let's bend our right leg to a tabletop, and we're just going to slide our hands to the back of the knee. Now we're going to reach our toe up towards the sky and stretch that hamstring a little bit. If you're comfortable there, you can slide that left leg away till it's nice and straight, but don't let the pelvis tuck under. Now from here, dorsiflex your ankle. Bring your toes towards your face, stretching the back line of that leg. And plantar flex, point your toe away. Inhale to dorsiflex. Exhale to plantar flex. Now while your foot is free in space here, really focus on making the foot come straight in its plane of movement. So don't let it pronate or supinate or sickle through the foot. You want your toes to come straight towards the face and then straight up towards the sky. Last plantar flexion. Now let's dorsiflex and keep that foot dorsiflex, and we're going to bend the knee, bringing the heel close to the bottom. Now keeping the pelvis really nice and still, extend that heel and push it up to the sky. Inhaling, bend the knee. Exhaling, stretching that hamstring. And if you haven't lengthened that supporting leg or your left leg away, maybe now you want to try and do that as those hamstrings warm up. Last time, send that heel up towards the sky. Now we're going to bend it back to our 90 degree, point the toe back into plantar flexion. We're going to do hip circles. So drop your hands out to the side so they come out slightly away from the hips. Now open the knee out slightly, about shoulder distance, then sweep it away, bring it back into parallel, and exhale, close the gap. So it's the same as our hip circles with our legs straight, but we're keeping a gentle bend in the knee and back into center. One more time, open, sweep the knee, drawing a circle with the kneecap, back into center. Change direction, reach the knee away from you, open it out to the side, and close it back in. 2 more. Knee away Draw it out towards the fingertips, up to the shoulder, back to center. Last one. Open back into center, and then place that foot down on the ground. Pick your other leg up to tabletop, grab onto the back of the knee, push the foot up towards the sky, and pull the leg towards you gently. Maybe reach that right leg away if you can keep the pelvis nice and still there, just stretching through that hamstring a little bit. You can even bounce it a little bit if you want to, exhaling to pull it deeper each time. But I want you to focus on keeping the pelvis nice and still. Now on your inhale, you're going to dorsiflex the ankle, toes towards your face. Exhale to plantar flex. Inhale to dorsiflex. Exhale to plantar. Inhale to dorsi. Remember to focus on that foot tracking in a nice neutral alignment straight down the shin and plantar. Now keep that plantar, bend the knee. And we're going to bend and extend. Keep the dorsiflexion and bend and extend. So kick that heel up towards the sky and then bend the knee to release. Exhale, kick it up. Keep both sit bones nice and level and then bend. One more time, kick it up and then bend. Now keep it bent, plantar flex the toe, and we're going to do those hip circles. So open the hands out to the side. We're going to start drawing the knee away from the nose. Open it out to the side, keeping those hips nice and still, and close it back in. Reach the knee away. Open to the side. Pull it back up towards the nose. One more time this direction. You should really feel this in your abdomen as you're trying to control the hips. Let's change direction. Open it out to the side. Reach it away to the midline. And pull it back in with the exhale. Inhale. Reach. And exhale. Last one. Drawing a little circle with that knee on the ceiling and pull it in. Now let's slide the right knee in and pull it up to tabletop. Now if you're not comfortable in your neutral here, I want you to push that lower back into your imprinted position. We're going to float our hands up towards the sky. We're going to reach our right hand in line with our ear, or our right elbow in line with our ear, as we reach our left toe towards the floor for our dead bugs. So opposite arm, opposite knee, and exhale to close it in. Other side. Left hand back, right toe down, and exhale to close it in. One more time on each side. Reach and close. Left side and close. Now bring your hands back down to the floor. Keep your knees equidistant. Keep your toes planted, and your hands are a little bit wider than your hips. And we're going to just drop the right knee over to the right hand. Keep that left shoulder down. The left hip will lift. And then exhale, using your belly, come back into center. Now drop the left knee closer towards the left hand, not all the way to the ground. Keep that right shoulder up. And then exhale back into center. Making this movement from the knees, but controlling it with the abdominals. And exhale back to center. Last time over to the left. And exhale back to center. Gently place the feet onto the floor. Articulating through the foot, keeping the knee hip distance, float those hands up to the ceiling, and we're going to do ab prep. So your eyes are going to draw lines down the ceiling, sweeping them towards your feet as your torso flexes up and reaches towards your heels. Now lengthen your pubic bone away so you're in neutral. Only your head and shoulders are lifted, and you're reaching those fingers towards your toes. You're not tucking under in that pelvis. You're keeping the pelvis in neutral. No glass of water has spilt in any way, shape, or form. Take another inhale here. As you exhale, lengthen that thoracic spine back onto the ground without letting the rib cage pop. Now we're going to slide our legs away, making the legs nice and straight and long on the mat, and dorsiflex the ankles so the toes face the face. Keep the hands facing the ceiling, and we're going to do that same thoracic flexion, but this time we're going to come all the way up into a forward fold over our thighs. So inhale to prepare. As you exhale, sweep your hands, nod your chin, flex that torso up, and then use the belly, the glutes, the hamstrings to flex the whole body up and over, stretching over the front of the thighs. Create this nice deep stretch in that lower back. And then inhale, stack the spine, relax the shoulders away from the ears, hands are parallel to the floor. Good job. From there, we're going to come into a mermaid seated position. So you're just going to zigzag your legs with your right knee in front. Your left heel is back in line with your left hip. Okay, if you're not comfortable seated like this, you can just sit cross-legged. nice and normal. Both hands are going to come down by our sides on opposite sides of the hips. Relax the shoulders down and back, lengthen our spine. We're going to start by sweeping our our right hand up. So sweep that right hand up, reaching for the ceiling, and then lengthen that whole right side of the body as you come into a side flexed position. Inhale, lengthen back up, hand back to the ceiling. Exhale, the hand comes down. Inhale, left hand comes up. Exhale, reach and bend. Inhale, stack the spine. Exhale, lower the hand. Good. From there, we're going to swap the knees over to the other side. So just flip them on over. So now your left knee is in front, your left heel is close to your crotch, your right heel is close to your bum. Hands to the side. We're going to start with our left hand. So really try and push that right hip bone down. Inhale, sweep that left hand up. Now reach the hand for the sky and exhale, gentle side bend. Inhale, lengthen up. Exhale, lower the hand. Inhale, right hand goes up. Reach, lengthen the whole right side. Exhale, side bend. Inhale, lengthen up. Exhale to lower the hand. We're going to transfer ourselves into our hands and knees in our cat-cow position. So knees come under the hips, hands come under the shoulders, and you want to get yourself nice and square and neutral. So from here, we're going to take our inhale and we're going to gently tilt that pelvis forward, but we're going to support it with our abdominals and begin to lengthen the whole spine coming into our cow position, pulling the shoulders away from the ears. As you exhale, tuck the tail under, scoop the abdominals, pull the back up towards the sky and the nose towards the belly. Inhale, lengthen the pelvis forward, lengthen the whole front line of the body, shine the heart forward, pull the shoulders back. Exhale, lift the pelvic floor, tuck the belly in, tuck the tail in, scoop the abdominals, rib cage towards the hips. Inhale, come back into neutral. Get yourself nice and strong in your neutral, and we're going to step our left foot back. Dorsiflex the ankle, straighten the knee. We're coming back into our plank. So get that nice strong line on your left leg, and then exhale, pick up the right leg and send it away. Squeeze your inner thighs together. Find that nice strong connection between the shoulder blades, one long line from the back of your occiput all the way to the back of your heels. And breathe. Keep feeling your body lightening its way up towards the ceiling. If you need to, put your knees down. If you have any tension in your body, put your knees down. We're going to push ourselves back into our down dog or into our stretched pike position. If that's not for you today, just move into your child's pose. Otherwise, push into your hands, drop your heels, spread your fingers wide, maybe open your knees up. I'm just going to shift my mat sideways and try and send your sit bones up towards the ceiling, your chest towards your thighs, the front of your thighs towards the back of the room. Make sure that your feet aren't going into a turnout position, so heels in, toes out. If anything, you want your heels to go out and your toes to go in just a little bit. Keep pulling the belly in, lifting that pelvic floor and stretching through those shoulders. Again, if you need to, you can move into your child's pose. Otherwise, enjoy this down dog. Maybe even you want to walk it a little bit. We've got 10 seconds left in it, so if that's what you want to do today, by all means, walk it out. Just keep breathing and extending the whole body into this piked position. If you're in child's pose, come on up to your down dog. If you're walking your dog, make it nice and still, and we're going to start to walk the feet forward into our forward fold. So you're just going to gently bend the knees, connect the belly, and start to walk your feet in towards the hands until you come into this nice, deep forward fold, and then just relax and let the body be heavy in this fold. Breathing and hanging the torso off of the pelvis, maybe even getting a gentle side-to-side twist in the hips just to feel a stretch through that sacroiliac joint. And then take a deep inhale. As you exhale, roll the spine up, scooping the abdominals, stacking the spine one vertebrae at a time, lengthening on top of your feet. We're going to do a Pilates push-up now, so move backwards a little bit. We're going to inhale, roll the shoulders back. Exhale, nod the chin, roll the spine forward. Keep articulating the spine one vertebrae at a time, bringing your hands towards the floor. Maybe bend your knees if you need to. Hands meet the floor, walk them forward. 4, 3, 2, you're in your plank on 1. We're going to bend the elbows gently, come down on a 3 count. 2, 1. Now push the arms fully away. Push the head between the hands. Find the connection with the belly. Walk the hands back towards the feet. Take an inhale in your forward fold. Exhale, roll the spine back up. 1 vertebrae at a time, finding your glutes, rolling the shoulders away from the ears. Inhale, roll the shoulders back. Exhale, nod the chin, roll the body forward. 4, 3, 2, hands meet the floor. Soft bend in the knees, walk it forward. 3, 2, into your plank. Bend the elbows. 3, 2, 1, push away. Inhale, exhale, tuck it in. 3, 2, 1, forward fold and hold. Inhale, exhale, lift the pelvic floor, roll the spine up. Stack it 1 vertebrae at a time. Squeeze the glutes, relax the shoulders. Lengthen till you're all the way up in your nice neutral position. Let's do that one more time. Inhale, exhale, nod the chin. Roll the body down. Find that sequential opening of the spine. Bend the knees, hands hit the floor. 4, 3, 2, plank on 1. Bend the elbows. 3, 2, 1, push away. Pull the belly in. 4, bend the knees if you need to. 2, 1, forward fold. Inhale. Exhale, roll it up. Stack that spine. 1 vertebrae at a time. Good job. We're going to open the feet out to lateral rotation now, and just open them up so that your heels come shoulder distance. Reach the hands up overhead, palms facing each other, remembering that rib cage connection. And we're going to come into a deep squat, sitting our hips between our heels, and our hands are going to come in front of our chest. So as you exhale, you drop it down. Inhale to stay, exhale to push it up. Find that pelvic floor connection and the connection with the inside of the legs. Inhale, exhale, drop it down. Inhale, exhale, push it up. Good. 2 more times. Inhale, exhale, drop it down. Don't let your rib cage shift. Exhale, push it up. Squeeze the glutes, lift the pelvic floor. Inhale, exhale, drop it down. Last one. Inhale, exhale, push it up. And then hands go out wide. Make sure I don't slap my sister. And towards the midline of the body, walk those feet back into parallel directly under the sit bones. And we're just gently going to move through that dorsiplantar flexion that we did with our feet in the air, really focusing on how our foot is moving in its alignment. So relax the shoulders back, sweep them up overhead. Now find that length in the body. Inhale, pull those heels away from the floor. Exhale, slowly lower them down. Inhale, lift them up. Exhale, pushing and stretching the arch as you lower them down. One more time. Inhale, lift them up, and this time sweep the arms out, creating that circle, keeping the rib cage connected, and start to lower the heels. As you come down, gentle bend in the knees, contract the quads, roll the shoulders back, and you're done. Well done. I hope you guys enjoyed that today. Really great way to warm up the body, getting you ready for your sport, because we're all athletes, or a great way to cool it down at the end of the day. Also just a really nice relaxing way to get your body moving and keep that connection with your breath and your pelvic placement and your scapular stability. Hope you like that.